Routine, routine, routine. It is everything. It is the basis of everything you do in life, but especially getting jacked. You must have a routine implemented into your life for everything. And I cannot stress this enough. Everything. If you actually want to see results, you have to have a habitual routine for every part of it. So let's say, for example, you have your diet. So I'm just going to put D there. You have your training and you have your sleep. Which one of these three do you think we need to implement some sort of routine into? Now, if you've got more than double digit IQ, then, or single digit IQ, then you'll realize that it's all of these, right? So let's go to diet, for example. For diet, we have to eat the exact same foods every single day. So what lots of people do is they'll just eat some like random food, right? They'll just wake up in the morning and just start eating like cereal, and then all of a sudden they'll be eating like pancakes and everything, calories in, calories out, guys. And they'll just be eating as many things as possible just to try and get them to that calorie goal. Say they have like 3,000 calorie, like that's their maintenance or whatever, or like that's their bulking. They need to get to 3,000 calories, right? And they are trying to get to that by implementing lots of different foods, and they're eating like random things, going to like pizza restaurants to get all the calories in and everything. That is not a routine. Sure, this is a routine, getting to 3,000 calories, but the foods they are eating, that is not the routine. The routine will be having a baseline. You have a baseline of eating the exact same things every single day at the exact same time. So I'm going to give you this step by step on how I do it. So you're going to right now go on like MyFitnessPal or go on a Notion template or notes page, anything. Just go on anything and write down an exact timetable, like you're in school, an exact timetable of exactly what you are going to eat at what times. So it is going to be exact, and you are going to follow this like a military style routine, right? So say, for example, it is 8 a.m. in the morning, right? You've just woken up or whatever. And at 8 a.m., you are going to eat, I mean, I don't recommend this, but porridge. So say, for example, you have porridge. That's like a standard, bodybuilder or whatever. So porridge, I cannot spell on here. Porridge at 8 a.m., you're going to eat that every single day. Full stop. No negotiating. You're going to eat that every single day at that exact time. And then say at 12 o'clock, you are then going to eat, let's just say a sandwich. I'm just going to make this very basic, right? I just eat I'll get onto what I eat in a minute, but right, I cannot ignore that. So you are going to eat a sandwich at 12 p.m. or 12 a.m., whatever it is, 12 p.m. every single day. And then at dinner time, you're going to have that at exactly 6 p.m. and you're going to have chicken and rice or whatever, right? That is exactly what you're going to do. That is your baseline. That is this baseline. Then you can see if you are eating the correct amount of food, because you will go into the gym and you'll see if your training has gotten better. You will see if your lifts have gone up. You will see if your body fat is going down, right? Rather than tracking calories, which is completely pointless because calories don't apply to humans. The way we process food is chemically, not thermodynamically. So when we ingest, like, say, for example, a McDonald's and a steak, the difference between those two, even if they are the same calories, they have vastly different effects on your body, on your focus, on your brain fog, on your metabolism, on the way you feel, energy, everything, right? Even the protein. Even if they have the same amount of grams of protein, you will get different amounts of the absorption of that protein from the steak. Because it is bioavailable, you will get all of the protein from the steak, but not from the McDonald's. So when we have this baseline right here, then what we can do is add or subtract to it. So if we're eating the same thing every day and we suddenly start adding, let's pancakes, right? So we start adding some protein pancakes or whatever. I'm going to just draw them. We're going to start having these protein pancakes. And we're going to have that at exactly 3:15 p.m. Then we can see, suddenly my lifts are going up. That's good. That means I'm actually gaining strength, right? But say we eat them and our body fat is going up, but our training isn't getting very much better. Then we will look at the pancakes and think, oh, well, it's just making me a little bit more fat, right? I'll remove them. Maybe you decide to remove a food. Maybe you're gaining fat at an alarming rate. You're looking in the mirror and thinking, God, I'm getting chubbier. So you look at let's say the porridge in the morning, and you decide to have half of that. So the little bowl of porridge that you'd have in the morning, you divide that by 2 and you have half of it. And then this baseline is still the exact same, but you can change things and add things and remove things, and it just makes it so much easier and less annoying than tracking calories, right? So that is the routine that you must follow for eating, for dieting. Now, let's say training. Let's say we train 4 times a week. Okay, this is what I train, 4 times a week. Well, when we go into the gym, we want to know exactly what we are doing. We don't want to be doing random exercises like I used to do when I first started the gym. Maybe you're doing it where you're walking into the gym and you're doing like some random bicep curl. Then you think, oh, I fancy a leg machine. I mean, you probably don't, but let's say you go and do like leg press or something. Once you finish with the leg press, you're like, what's free in the gym? Oh, that bench is free. I'll go and do that. Right? That's not what we want. We want to walk into the gym with full confidence, knowing we are doing this in this order. Right? And so what I want you to do is exactly write down. I've done videos on how to, like, what workout routines to do and everything, so you can go and watch them. Or if you want to join my program, which is an absolute steal, it's like $30 a month or something, and it covers basically everything you could possibly need to know when joining the gym, when starting the gym to get jacked. It's got lots of advanced features in there as well, and you get one-on-one access to me. I'm basically your coach in there, meaning that you physically cannot fail. It's basically, or it is literally impossible for you to fail, because I have already got to the point that you want to get to. So I am just showing you exactly personalized advice on how to get there. So that is the first thing in the description if you actually want to make insane results quickly. But when we are training, we want to have this exact routine. So you're going to pick these certain exercises and you're going to have a certain workout split. So I do back and biceps, chest and triceps, and legs and shoulders. So those are 3 different days, and I do a 4-time split, which is a bit weird. But I say on Monday, I do back and biceps. Then on Wednesday, because I always skip a day just for rest, I do chest and triceps. And then on Friday, I do legs and shoulders, right? And I do the exact same exercises for every single workout. So on my back and biceps day, I will do the exact same workout as I do the week after, right? Because then I can track them on my lift tracking app, or whatever it's called, Lift Off if you want to use it. And that way I can see, I've increased this weight this week, or I've increased this number of reps. Whereas if I'm doing random exercises, just like completely out of the blue, then I won't be able to track exactly if I've made progress on that muscle. Like if I've done bicep curls one week and then done say I've done incline dumbbell curls, and then the next week I've done preacher curls. It's like, sure, I may have gone up in weight, but they're 2 completely different exercises. Yes, they target the bicep, but they target different heads, and it's all like messed up, right? So we want this routine. That is everything you need to know about the gym. Just do the exact same things. Please, just for the love of God, stay consistent. It sounds so boring and so basic, but that is the point. You've got to just work like a dog, eat like a dog, train like a dog, and you will notice results. That's it. And same, finally, with sleep. When you go to sleep, I go to sleep at 8:30 p.m. every single night, and I wake up at exactly, unless I wake up before, just because, without an alarm, 5:30 every morning. So I get 9 hours of allocated bedtime where I am physically trying to sleep. 9, because there's a thing called sleep efficiency, basically meaning how fast you fall asleep. So even though you might have 9 hours in bed, I only tend to get about 7.5 to 8 hours of sleep, right? So you actually need, most people are way, way, way more sleep deprived than they think. I was averaging about 4 hours of sleep when I was in high school, and I didn't even know it. I thought I was getting 7 hours, right? So please just get more time in bed. So I do this every single day, and I've been doing this for years, and it's worked perfectly. I have like a strict nighttime routine, where I have like the light levels turned off on my phone and everything. I don't turn the light on in this room or anything. I just wait until right there when the sun goes down and everything, and then I get into the bed at the exact same time. I do my skincare at the exact same time, brush my teeth and everything. Everything's got to be habitual, and this is the thing. Everybody thinks it's terrible. Everyone's like, "Oh, this life is so boring" and everything. But if you're like a high testosterone, ambitious young man, like I hope you are, you like this stuff, right? I can't wait to wake up in the morning and go for like a workout or something. I can't wait to sit down and record these videos. It's fun for me. Being in this like military style routine is awesome. Not only do you see the results, which is like in any video game, it's the same kind of thing. Right, I think about it in a video game like Call of Duty. You've got to grind for those camos, right? You've got to get the Dark Matter Ultra skin by killing this amount of enemies or whatever, and then getting 100 headshots or whatever. That is the same thing as real life. If you want to see the results, you have to put the exact same input over a vast, large amount of time to see the output. So if we get like 100 headshots, then this grants us this camo, and we've got to spend a long time doing the exact same thing, loading into the exact same match to get the exact same amount of kills, right, to get to this point. And it's the same with bodybuilding. It's the same with any part of life. If you want to see results, you have to do the exact same thing over and over and over and over. You have to finish the bridge. I stick like goals and stuff on my wall. I have one that says finish the bridge. So don't just start like, building the bridge and then suddenly change over to another thing and try that. No, stick to this whole bridge until you've completely finished it, till you have finished the bridge. And then you will see, oh yeah, it worked. Or you'll see if it works or not. But at least you've finished it, right? So if you continue to go to the gym, even if you're doing it incorrectly, you will still build muscle. Obviously, we can optimize things over time, but don't just think, oh, I'm suddenly going to go and start doing calisthenics, or suddenly I'm going to start doing yoga or something random like that, right? We need to stick to this bodybuilding routine that we're doing exactly. And then we can iterate. Iterate, don't change. When you change things, it messes everything up. I had like YouTube channels that had like 100 subscribers and I just ditched them for something else, right? You can iterate and slightly change over time to manipulate it, to keep what you've already had, but improve upon it. But don't just completely change, because that is when you lose all the progress that you have made. So that is exactly why routine, in fact, if I go back to the start, that is exactly why routine is the most important part of bodybuilding. And if you actually want to get jacked, then that is the phrase that you have to follow. Stick it up on your wall, write it on your phone, make it your screensaver if you want to, whatever. Routine, follow the exact same steps to get the results you want. And if you want even faster results, if you want to gain access to the private community that I have, then that is the first link in the description. And I will personally help you reach these goals in the quickest time possible, because you'll basically be able to speed run my journey. I've been going to the gym for over 4 years, and sure, I've got some nice muscle, but it's taken me a lot longer than it should have, because I didn't know what I was doing and I wasn't following this routine exactly in the best way I could have. So in there you get access to like private courses and premium education, along with the private community, and of course me as your coach. So if you actually want to change your life by improving your health and therefore improving your fitness, because health equals looks, then that is the first link in the description. I will see you over there. Good night.